Na 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 na. Hi, thank you for tuning in to the Tom Bottelsen Show. Yeah, Superman, directed by James Gunn. Let's break him down. Superman started in 1938 with Action Comics #1, and then since then there's a bunch of movies, Superman who in black and white, and then back in the 50s and 60s. But for me, Superman started in 1978 with Christopher Reeve in Superman the movie, followed up by Superman 2, which those of you who know Superman 2, I think is my favorite Superman movie. I have such love for Superman 1. I've seen that movie more than anything, but Superman 2 I think might be the best. Superman 3, which has Richard Pryor, can be forgotten, and Superman 4, Quest for Peace, was fine. Not a thing and nowhere near the rest. Then we get a break before 2006 when Brandon Routh takes on the S and becomes in Superman Returns, and I thought he was great. I thought he was fine. Not a big deal. And then in 2013 we get the brooding Superman from Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, The Dawn of Justice, the Justice League, and the Snyder Cut. With Henry Cavill, and I liked him too. I like him as well. So, and in comparison, as far as DC Comics go, they spend a lot more time and energy and money and production on Batman than they do on Superman, even though Superman came first. But I get that. I mean, theoretically, with enough money and time and training, you could be Batman, but you will never be Superman. So maybe that's why we like Batman over Superman, or take his side more often than not. So much to talk about. But is there really a lot to talk about? First of all, the plot. And there will be some spoilers here. I'm trying not to do anything major and keep any of the Easter eggs that are in this movie under wraps. So spoiler-ish, I mean, take your chances, obviously. But I love that we didn't see the origin story of Superman. We didn't. I love that this movie starts in the middle of the plot. It does. Superman and Lois are an item, and they make a joke about the glasses, and they make a joke about how he works at the Daily Planet. It's lighthearted. We can see this all as exposition. A couple of lines appear in the very beginning of the movie letting us know what is happening, because we know who Superman is. We get the couple of words and then bang, we're off and running into a fun, entertaining Superman movie. Yay. Honestly, yay. So, Nicholas Hoult is the big Superman baddie, Lex Luthor. He's the biggest. Lex Luthor is the top. He's the Joker of this universe, Superman and Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is a billionaire industrialist and egomaniacal madman who hates Superman because he does. Who cares? Who cares why? I'm fine with Lex being a complete madman, okay? I'm honestly fine here. Please, get in here. Get in here. Please, for the love of all that is holy, I do not want a Lex Luthor standalone movie where baby Lex is getting sand kicked in his face in the sandbox and becomes a supervillain, but secretly he was a nice guy who knew how to draw or sing, or I don't care. I don't want to see it. If you're writing that script right now, stop. Stop writing. He's a villain. Period. He's a big egomaniacal villain. Please let him have that. Oh my God. So, Lex Luthor has a complex plan to become king of some place, and it all has to do with killing Superman in the process. He's going to get everything he wants in one fell swoop. And Nicholas Hoult is a really good Lex. He's a really good Lex Luthor. I buy his performance. I bought him as Beast. I like his work just as a whole. I think he's a great actor. I really do. And I do buy his Lex Luthor. I thought he was great. And you know what? David Corenswet's Superman, I buy him too. I really do. I had no problem with believing he was Kal-El. I had no problem buying him as the man in the suit, as being Superman. Also starring the Justice Gang, which is That's pretty funny. And yeah, and comic book fandom, geek, nerd culture absolutely loves Nathan Fillion. We do. He's like Bruce Campbell. For whatever reason, we've elected him to be one of the kings of the nerddom, one of our nerd kings, and he's a really good Guy Gardner. As far as Green Lanterns go, Guy Gardner. If you know anything about Guy Gardner, I would say if the Hall of Justice has a detention area or a principal's office, Guy Gardner's in there all the time. That's where he is. He's a troublemaker, and you have Guy Gardner. He's great. Hawkgirl is played by Isabella Merced, who does a fine turn, I believe as Kendra Saunders' Hawkgirl. It's not said which Hawkgirl she is, because there's lots of iterations with huge backstories. I don't know enough about Hawkgirl to say whether or not it's a good portrayal, but there is one point in time where she actually makes the hawk noise as she's flying through the air. I don't like that. I don't want her actually crying like a hawk. That is unnecessary, but she kicks ass otherwise. Eddie Gathegi plays Mr. Terrific, who is DC Comic Books' one of their big brains, one of the smartest characters in their universe. And he has T-spheres, which he's created to make him do all of his bidding. He's kind of like Tony Stark is. He's just super crazy smart and can make these devices to help everybody. And yeah, Mr. Terrific, fabulous. So, the Justice Gang has a funny scene. I guess spoiler alert to this. This is going to be a spoiler, so fast forward to this mark if you don't want to know about this. But here it is. The first appearance of the Justice League is in 1960, and they're fighting a being called Starro the Conqueror. Now, there's a scene where Superman, David Cornsweet, is not in this battle, but there's a battle going on behind him outside the window during a scene between him and Lois. And it looks like they're battling a creature that kind of looks like Starro. Could be Starro the Conqueror, I don't know. But it's a really comical scene where he's not in it. And he's like, they'll handle it. It's not a big deal. They're gonna go and handle this fight. It's really funny. But anyways, okay. Welcome back. This is a fun movie. This is a fun movie, and it's nice to have a good DC fun movie. And not that I'm bagging on Aquaman, but that was the last one where I think they really wanted to make some fun movie that wasn't so ultra serious. DC's got a thing about being really serious about that, Batman especially. And that's why you hire James Gunn to come in and make you a funny superhero movie, and that's what you got. You got a lighthearted, fun, impactful show. I loved the portrayal of the Kents, of Ma and Pa Kent, for being so incredibly ordinary, for being just ordinary characters who you believe that they raised this kid. I loved that. It was so endearing. And I don't have any thoughts about how Jor-El is being played. Superman's dad from Krypton. I won't spoil that. But he's always been played, as larger-than-life characters. Marlon Brando played him. And as far as Ma and Pa Kent goes, Kevin Costner played Pa Kent. And these characters are not small, they're not small actors. They're larger-than-life grand actings. And I love that Ma and Pa Kent now are just ordinary folks. But in this one, both sets of parents, you believe, have something to do with Clark. And as it turns out, the best part about this movie is they say Clark chose his own beliefs based on they make Superman own his past, his present, and his future, as opposed to being sort of a machine puppet of the parents that brought him up. He is his own Superman. I really thought that was nice. And yeah, you know what? He is forever the perfect goody two-shoes character, Superman, and I am down for that. It's time. I love my brooding superheroes and the multiple shades of gray and everything, but you know what? Sometimes you need characters on the ends of the spectrum so you know what the spectrum is, so you can measure all the rest off of them. I am down for that. I am down for that. This was a fun movie. This was a fun Superman movie. And for those of you that are viewing these movies through a specific lens, that's on you. That is on you. This is a fun Superman movie, and you should go see it as that. I really had a good time. So that'll do it for my fun review of Superman in 2025, starring David Cornsweet, directed by James Gunn. It's really fun. I had a good time. Go and enjoy it. It's a great time and a great summer to get out and see a blockbuster movie which will delight you with lights and sound. And if you watched last week's review of F1, it's another one of those movies. You're just going to just jump in and enjoy the escapism of getting to the movies and having 2 hours to be delighted and be pulled away from everything else. You need it. We all do. You need it. You need to get away from what the world is right now and go see a fun movie. It's only 2 hours, or 2.5. Oh, I think it's 2.5. It was really good though. Oh, I loved it. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Hit that notification bell so you know when my stuff drops. It drops on Sunday. Until I see you next time. As always, peace, love, live long, and prosper. And I mean it.